But anyway, so this is the next trailer I wanted to watch. Teaser trailer. This comes out in 3 days. 3 days, people. So what do y'all... In fact, I'm going to make it full screen first so you can all enjoy the specialness. What do you guys think of this bad boy? You can see what it is. But yeah.
You know, I think when people hear this, they're going to just love the organic nature of it and the fact that even though it's got all that push and edge that cuts through tracks so well, it just sounds real and touchable. There's a great visceral sense to the stuff that we got there. I'm looking for all that when I do this. I'm looking for all the little things I can get out of this library. So if I'm going to put my name on a library, I'm going to want to make sure that there's something unique and special about it.
So what do you guys think of that one? What do you guys think of that one? The LA Modern Percussion. So like I guess was it what would you say? Not spoiler. Full disclosure. I am beta testing that library, so I already have it and I know that it sounds fucking awesome. I don't think I'm allowed to say anything yet, but I don't think they're going to be mad about me saying that it's actually good. And I've worked with Alan before, so so I will probably do a video on it. But you know, people will be like, "You're just saying that because whatever, fuck off." I think it sounds great. Oh wait, there's another video. Oh, okay, sorry, there's another LA one. Let me pull that up. Laughing and joking. Look at all this. Look at all my history. Look at it showing you guys all my secrets. Well, not my secrets, but
Hi,
my viewing history.
I'm proud to introduce LA Modern Percussion, a new cinematic drum library by Audio Ollie in collaboration with Sample Development.
Just a sneaky Trevor Morris in the background there. Did anybody notice that in the video, by the way? Also, look how fucking happy he is. I love it. That's what I like about Trevor. Seems like a happy guy. Look at this. Look at this sexy man. Look at him. Yeah, he's so cool. I want my wife to look at me like that. Anyway.
Innovator performance samples. We teamed up with the legendary scoring mixer Alan Meyerson, who recorded and mixed the library at Warner Brothers Eastwood Staged.
Who is he talking to? There's no one in the room. Who are you talking to, Alan? So, Alan, what I'm going to need you to do is go stand up on the podium and look like you're giving a speech, a rally speech. Look like you're a politician. Look like you're a politician, Alan. Point to something in the distance and look like you really mean it. Point at two different things at once. Point at the camera and off over the camera.
Sir Alan Meyerson, who recorded and mixed the library at Warner Brothers East.
Also, that is the right. Alan, we're going to need you to pose for the film. And he's like, okay, what should I do with my hand? Well, look like you're pushing a button. Look like you're going to go push a button or something. So he's just kind of resting his hand on the paper there. Just I'm going to turn up this bit of paper here. This bit of paper here that I'm pointing at.
Recorded and mixed the library.
It's funny because I'm taking the piss. Alan's a lovely guy. It's just that the way that these filming things always work. I've been to a few and I've had a couple done. A lot of the time it's like, right, look like you're mixing. Look like you're doing a thing. Look over to me like we're discussing the thing, but like you're going to mix as well. So your hand is always like mine, like it's often you're like pushing a button that doesn't exist or like you're turning a knob that isn't plugged in,
Library at Warner Brothers Eastwood Stage to bring you his iconic...
Look, sorry, I know, but just the way that they cut from that to that made it look like there was no one in the room. Look, where's Alan? Oh, he's talking to the invisible room, the people in the room again.
Warner Brothers Eastwood Stage
no one
to
there.
Bring you his iconic, aggressive percussion sound.
Love it.
The library features 4 of LA's finest percussion.
Is that Trevor Morris again? Is that Trevor Morris? Or is this just another guy that looks like Trevor Morris? Is it?
The library features 4 of LA's finest percussionists and includes a huge assortment of drums from taikos, sordos, and junjuns to to toms, bass drums, and piatti. This library was designed to bring you something truly unique, both sonically and in terms of workflow.
Sorry, that is technically, I think it's technically a mistake. But I absolutely love, sorry, this is a visual thing, but look how the lights on his dash, on his console are flickering. I think because the frame rate of the camera is off or something, but it's a really cool aesthetic. Like, I want to do that with my studio. I'm going to get stuff with lights. So, when you're just to explain that, when you shoot video on a camera, it has a frame rate, and sometimes when LEDs flash, they flash at a certain rate. So if your camera and the light are flashing out of sync, sometimes the camera catches an image when the LED is off, right? So that's why you get like flickering and shimmering and stuff. Because anyway, if you look at the lights on his console, it's a minor thing, but I really love how it looks.
This library was designed to bring you
almost like heat waves, like in the desert.
Drums and piatti. This library was designed to bring you something truly unique, both sonically and in terms of workflow. For everyone who loves that modern film score sound, I think you're going to be thrilled with this.
Okay, who loves the modern film score sound? Hands up if you're going to be thrilled by this one. I am. Okay, and again, I'm not sure I'm allowed to talk about this library at all because NDAs, but fuck it, whatever. It does sound like that. I've watched videos before where they do shit like this and it doesn't sound like that. This is what the library sounds like. It's so I can talk about it because they've shown it. It's like super clean and thick. I don't know how you would, which sounds like I'm describing a penis, but it's super like, you know what I mean? It's just really like clean sounding and just really, just really strong. You know what I mean? It's got the smack, but it's not, how would you describe it? It's not too sibilant. It's not too in there. The hits aren't too hard. And the bass isn't too flobby, which I guess is flobby. Is that a word? Flobby? Like, which you get a lot, because percussion's a tricky one because it is just literally throwing around those kinds of frequencies.
LA Modern Percussion features a variety of different patch types, including dynamic hits, traditional hits and rolls, flams, fills, improvs, and phrase end hits. The dynamic hits have an average of 25 dynamics, which are spread across the keyboard.
Okay, so what do you guys think of this? Because this is something I was talking to them about because, we all have our ideas. So, they're going, I imagine in this video they're about to go into this, so this is fine. So they have it set up two ways. They have it the Junkie XL way where low dynamic, mid dynamic, high dynamic. So if you want to do it Junkie XL style, you do it like that. And then they also have like the dynamic thing. But if I remember right, like this is all the dynamic layers for these patches. So like if you're like, I don't know if there's round robin on the top. There might be. I don't know. Oh yeah.
Alternatively, we've included two additional mapping styles that respond to velocity. We recorded all major ensembles with the traditional sampling approach in addition to the dynamic hits. These include up to 7 round robin and 12 dynamics.
There you go. Okay, I was wrong.
The fills patches contain small performances that can be pieced together to create highly realistic and energetic grooves. They are tempo synced and can be edited and customized via key switching. Similarly, the improv patches can be used to add a more human touch. You can trigger different points of the performance with the keys and create entirely new rhythms.
By the way, those things are super useful. I want more of those. So there's some drums which you're just going to play the same all the time. You know what I mean? There's only so, like, I wish they would just record those as loops sometimes, so just sixteenths with accents on the one, or sixteenths with accents, doing the 3 + 3 + 2, like the it's just something like that. Because when you record it live, it does sound better. Like, and what they've done here, so like the ethnic stuff like the darbuka, Was it Darbuka?
We've included.
What was it? Was it Darbuka? The Doombek. You know, like those kind of they're really hard to program in. So like, just record that as a loop. You know, like I'm not gonna if I'm using these instruments, I'm probably gonna use them in their correct context. You know, like a Doombek, I'm not pulling out as just doing casual 16ths. Like I'm pulling it out for that kind of ethnic sound. So when you're doing the ethnic sound, sometimes if you just want it to play the ethnic thing, just give me the ethnic thing. Like, I'm just going to program the same shit anyway. Or as MIDI.
We've included a special collection of design patches, larger-than-life drum sounds crafted through layering and extreme processing.
That's one thing about Alan's mixing I always like. He does drums different than most. He actually does drums quite different to how I do them. I do drums really big and aggressive and on the top, like very hybrid-y, kind of aggressive, you know, top end, very kind of cutting and middly. Whereas Alan does like these kind of thuddy drums, you know, like the big, you know, Pirates of the Caribbean, Gladiator, you know, I don't think, did he mix those? I don't think so. But like, it's that kind of sound. Also like Inception stuff, you know, like where the drums are just kind of this big power, like this big low mid powerhouse, you know, boom, 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 you know, down there doing that. Whereas mine are all like, good examples.
Give you that modern film score sound right out of the box.
Right out the box.
Included among these patches is also a series of custom sound design instruments, ranging from subhits to ambient textures, all of which are completely customizable. The user interface features an intuitive mixer, modulation controls, advanced sampler controls, and a dedicated effects page with bus routing. The mixer includes 3 options: a stereo mix by Alan Meyerson, a pre-mix by Alan, and a full mic selection featuring the raw, unprocessed mics for those who want the ability to create and tweak
No bottle mic, 3 out of 10.
their own mixes from scratch. The mixer also includes pan, stereo invert, and intuitive features such as Align, which allows you to line transients of the close mics to the room mics.
That's a good idea. So, that technique, I think that's actually Alan's technique in general. But what this is doing is, so when you hit a drum, let's say that you have a close mic on it, or like right on it, and you have a room mic back here. When you hit it, the transient's going to hit this mic first, ding, and then it'll start its decay, and then so that one will be decaying, and then the sound almost in a few milliseconds later will hit the room mic. It depends how far back it is. If it's really far back, it might take a second, and then you get the transient on the room mic, dink, of the hit. What the Align does is, instead of there being that pre-delay, instead of there being that delay between the transient of the closed mic and the transient of the room mic, what it does, the Align, is you can actually bring the room mic so that there's no delay between it. So you get the sound of the room, but immediately, so that the transients aren't separated there together, which should make it a kind of snappier sound, because you're not getting a flam, essentially. You know, you're not getting you're just getting, you know. And it stops it muddying up the mix, because if you've got a low drum and it's triggering the transient of that, you know, even if it's, you know, like the reverb on the end of it, that is going to mess up the transient of something else, because the speaker's going to be going in the wrong direction.
Which allows you to line transients of the close mics to the room mics.
Breathe. Hey,
the mod page has 3 AHDSR mods for dual band and global sound shaping, high and low pass filters, and a note interruption feature which prevents an overlap in note decays. Advanced page controls allow you to customize basic sampler features such as pitch, transposition, looseness, and offset. Finally, the effects page features 4 independent buses and a master stereo bus, all of which have independent EQ, compressor, saturation, and transient designer effects.
That's cool, being able to edit the mics individually. So let's say, for example, your room mic is too bassy. You've been able to pull the bass out of the room mic without fucking up the close mics. It's good.
Mics are set to their like buses by default, but can be quickly rerouted from the mixer page if desired. This workflow makes the mixing process both simple and incredibly efficient. All of the UI controls can be saved and loaded as presets, which are cross-compatible between all of the patches. So if you create a sound that you like, you'll never have to recreate it again. We've included various mix presets inspired by Alan's template to give users a wide variety of options, from close and punchy to wide and roomy, organic and subtle to over-the-top aggressive. Thanks for watching. That's all for now.
That's all for now. So what do you guys think of that one? Who's in? Like you know, you don't have to say why, but who's in? Like you can. I want everybody in the chat room to post this. You're either in or you're out. Just 2 words. Like you can only use one or the other. So LA. That's what we're going to play that game. We're going to play a trailer, and then I want to know if you're in or you're out. Okay. So LA Percussion. In. I'm a hard in. I'm a hard in for that one actually. Hard in. We're getting a lot of ins. So in, but my wallet is so out. So Zenteca's out. In. Itchback's in. Nice. We're getting some good ins. So I'm feeling the positivity. Positivity. That's a new way of pronouncing that word.